It's okay. So I just got back from seeing Justice League, and yes, it really is okay. Like no more than it's okay. It's better than Suicide Squad, way better than Batman v Superman, but it can't hold a candle to Wonder Woman. However, it did learn some lessons from it. The biggest one being is more care was taken with these characters. Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, I really liked these three. And I really think they should have gotten their own movie prior to Justice League. I know the Flash already has his own TV series, but seeing that cinematic universe is a thing now, I really do think a Flash movie would have helped the DC universe. As would a film with the Aquaman and Cyborg. This is where I think the DC cinematic universe is feeling the most at. The lack of movies that focus on the characters and lead up to the climax of the team being formed. The reason Marvel got it right wasn't just because each major Avenger got their own film. They had sequels and they all tied into each other. This allowed the audience to connect with the world and its characters more, which built the hype for the team to come together. As I record this, The Avengers is the 5th highest grossing film of all time. Just think about that for a second. Unfortunately, with the Justice League, I felt no hype whatsoever. Superman and Wonder Woman were the only characters to get their own movies. Suicide Squad left me disconnected about even caring how they fit into this universe at all. And to me, that's the biggest problem. DC has so much content to work with, but they squeeze it all into such a short time with such few movies just to catch up with Marvel. Look, DC, if you took the time, not only could you have replicated what Marvel did, but you may have even surpassed them. You guys have some of the most beloved characters in existence, and if a movie is able to develop these characters in an engaging story, people will spend money to see it and gladly wait for the next entry. Yes, even Batman should have gotten his own movie in this universe. But Batman v Superman left such a bad taste in my mouth, I don't really care at this point. The same sort of thing can be said about Superman, and spoiler alert, I don't think I'm giving anything away when I say this, but Superman does come back in this movie. But when it actually happened, no part of me was cheering when he showed up. That's the effect that the last 2 movies he starred in had on me. I really didn't give a shit when Superman revealed himself and showed himself to the team. What is it about Superman that we can't get a good movie out of? He's awesome. Anything with his name on it should be printing money. Maybe we should have Bruce Timm just direct his movies from now on, because he's the only person in recent memory who's been able to do it right. Anyway, I'm just ranting here, so back to Justice League. The first act was a little dull, and I began to fear it would follow the same path as Batman v Superman. A lot of stuff going on without any real progress. But once the team was assembled, it actually got much better. It moved pretty fast in my opinion, but there's only so much time you can squeeze in the backstories of each new character. Hence why more movies would have made more sense. It was the halfway point I believe Justice League began to take note of what made Wonder Woman great. It provided a decent connection with the characters and even applied humor when it was appropriate. The action was also pretty good. I love how the characters worked together in the film's climax. The antagonist, however, was fairly underwhelming and cliché to me. A monster who wants to end the world because it's his purpose and he needs to collect 3 treasures to do it. Nothing that hasn't been seen before. While the movie has a lot of flaws, Justice League is not a total loss. But as an entry to a cinematic universe, it just doesn't cut it. Not enough films are leading up to it, and thus resulting in the lack of hype for a group of these characters coming together, which by rights should generate a lot of hypes, because these characters are iconic. So with the exception of Wonder Woman, I think a reboot is needed. Anyway, this is Jimmy Neko signing off.